Speaking of which, would love to get your take on this LSU football team for 2022. We've talked a lot of 23 and beyond. So what needs to happen between now and August camp and through August camp to get this ready, this team ready to meet expectations? You know, what's on your mind concerning this team and where it stands right now?
You know, quarterback just keeps circling in my head, Mark. Just like, I mean, can you really guess who's going to be the quarterback? It feels like you're really getting close to a precipice where you know that tingling feeling in your feet when you're on top of a high roof or something, where you're like, can I really say Miles Brennan's going to be the starter for 2022? Can I really say Nussmeier has won the job after the spring game? Can I really say Jaden Daniels is going to be that, you know, dual threat, absolute freak of nature for LSU? Uh, Walker Howard coming in being the freshman boy wonder. You know, like every one of these options are positive to me, better than what LSU had in the past. I think all of these options can win games for LSU. It's just across a season who can be the most complete quarterback, who can provide LSU with what the Tigers need most to beat each opponent. It's going to be a tough race for the quarterbacks, Mark. Every rep is going to matter in fall camp, summer camp. Every rep is going to count. These receivers are going to be on high alert to catch every ball, and they're going to be fighting for their own positions too. It's going to be a very thick room for the receivers. So the the 50-50 drills there with the corners and the receivers and the quarterbacks are going to be fantastic viewing, Mark. I cannot wait to get down there. Cannot wait to report back to you about what we see, because there's going to be people waiting to rip each other's faces off for a spot on this. And I think it's going to improve and boost this team. There's some big names about to pop this year, Mark. I feel simmering under the surface. Guys who we feel are known quantities, but in reality, these guys we haven't even seen them at their best, really, at full health, surrounded by the right teammates, coaching staff, culture. You know, I'm talking about guys like Kayshon Boutte, John Emery Jr., Ollie Gay, B.J. Ojolari, Jay Ward, Jack Besh last year, poorly utilized. Could have had unbelievable amounts of yards and touchdowns had he been utilized correctly. I believe now we'll see those leaders be at the forefront. And then what's really exciting is, despite a lack of depth or experience in these certain areas, you know, DB, corner being one of them, we have solidified a lot of key position groups, Mark. Offensive line was disastrous over the last 2 years. We've beefed that up big time, and we've got Emory Jones and Bo Bordelon coming in as huge, big-time freshmen who could definitely contribute. Anthony Bradford coming back from injury as well. Marlon Martinez coming back from injury as well. Those are two guys who played a lot of reps for the last 2 seasons. You're getting so much bonus depth that it's almost like getting new signings or new transfers in. It's incredible what they've done with the O-line, just complete 180. But there's a lot of key position groups we've solidified. Offensive line, as I've said, quarterback, safety is, we got innumerable options there. Joe Fouché, absolutely, you know, coming from Arkansas, offers a lot of options there. Running back with Noah Kane coming in the transfer portal. Wide receiver with Kyron Lacey coming in the transfer portal as well. And then you just, all the talents we've talked about so many times that it's just one after another. And then, you know, LT Welch coming in at corner as well, a freshman who I believe could actually start for this LSU team opposite Mekhi Garner. LT Welch is that good as a freshman. I think he could be. We'll see how he physically stacks up in the fall. That will prove whether he can do that. But I think he's a fantastic specimen. But LSU's defense looks aggressive, Mark. Matt House's defense, they look aggressive and in sync, violent to the ball. Our offense looks to be, you know, building the foundation of something that could actually be explosive and really attractive for years to come, potentially. And, you know, a very rooted philosophy that would be consistent. And I feel like now LSU have the right men and women making decisions on the sidelines or in the athletic department to maximize the wealth of this NFL talent. I mean, Mark, we haven't even talked about this yet, but we just put 10 Tigers in the NFL draft after our worst season this century. Losing season. Only second to Georgia, who had a historic national championship defense. Everyone knows LSU churn out the talent, but can the team reach that next step in year one under Brian Kelly and go, 9-3, 10-2, 11-1? I think that's the territory we're looking at because of what this competition will provide. But it's games aren't won in the off season. Injuries sometimes decide these things too. Transfers, a lot of off the field stuff. I mean, we saw Miles Brennan vacationing again on a boat, Mark. Another flip-flop injury waiting to happen. Like, Miles, get back to dry land. Damn it, man. What are you doing? At least wear some type of camouflaged special type of croc that will grip to the boat, something. But Mark, a very exciting season ahead with Brian Kelly's first season, and I cannot wait to continue to cover it. It's been a hell of a ride.
Lon Philip Sullivan, LSU Odyssey, get on over there. Lon, we always appreciate your breakdown.
Mark, thank you so much for having me on. I always appreciate you inviting me on, and always love being here. Let's do it. Let's go.